Welcome back. Each week in ABC 10's Walt Gray catches up with a CalMatters journalist about the biggest political stories of the week. Here's Walt with more.
Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, a political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, it seems like the governor and the climate conference, the not attending thing, has become a thing. It actually ended on Friday, and the governor did not make any appearances. So what happened here?
I think everyone is still trying to figure out exactly what happened and what kept him from going. You know, he had said a couple of days he was going to go on a Sunday, and then the Friday before he just abruptly canceled, citing family obligations. And so no one knew what that meant. Reporters kept asking his press office. No one could get any clarity. Then the governor this week made an appearance, and he said that he had canceled his trip because his kids had wanted him to stay and trick or treat with them and celebrate Halloween together. And he made this announcement a few days after his wife posted and then deleted a tweet that basically said, okay, why is everyone reading into this? Like, sometimes parents just want to stay home with their kids, you know, stop hating and get a life. And so this really caused an explosion online. People were speculating that maybe he had had an adverse reaction to his booster shot, that he had been in jail. There was all these rumors flying around. But I think the prominent question that all of us are still kind of grappling with is, no one is begrudging the fact that, you know, people have families and they want to spend time with their families. But if that was the case, and if it really was Halloween, just be upfront about that. And maybe also don't announce you're going to go to a climate conference when you know that you're going to be traveling on Halloween, if you know that that's a really big, you know, holiday for your family. And so that was kind of the confusion that a lot of reporters and politicians were having in California.
Yeah. So the state assembly is kind of making a rare break from the governor in a way of saying that California, which fancies itself to be a leader in climate change issues, isn't necessarily so.
The legislature is supermajority Democratic, oftentimes pretty much aligned with the governor when it comes to addressing the environment. And, you know, the governor has really positioned California as this leader when it comes to climate because, you know, he cited his own orders to ban the sale of gas-powered cars by 2035, phase out fracking. And then Speaker Rendon told me in a conversation from Scotland that he does not at all feel that California is leading the world anymore. And he had a whole list of examples of other places that are doing better. Paris is handling heat better. Germany is doing public transportation and clean transportation better. India has more ambitious goals than we do. And so that was kind of a striking departure because it really was in direct contrast to a lot of the things that the governor has always said about California's climate leadership.
So we thought, just when we thought we were done with talking about recalls, we have the San Francisco district attorney now facing that, and also 3 school board members. What's happening there?
Yeah, you could definitely say that San Francisco voters are fired up. I think that these 2 recalls, both of which qualified for the ballot and are definitely going to go before the city voters next year, could really be a microcosm of things that California might see in the 2022 elections. So with the DA, you know, he is one of those progressive prosecutors who, you know, has kind of gotten a lot of media headlines about potentially people have accused him of favoring criminals over victims. And so as crime rates do rise in California, whether or not he is recalled could maybe be a litmus test for the attorney general race as to whether California voters are, you know, wanting someone who's more tough on crime or wanting to stick with a more progressive type of policy. And then on the school board side, it's very interesting because 3 of the school board members are facing this recall. And actually you have State Senator Scott Wiener and Mayor London Breed both backing this recall and saying, yes, they should come out. We need to put our kids first. And so for me, that raises the question of, you know, with next year's elections and continued arguments over, you know, vaccine policies and mask policies in schools and in-person education, could this lead to, you know, kind of a swing in some of those races as well?
Yeah, kind of a thing. These recalls and then the midterms are a really good litmus test as to what may happen in the next 18 months or so. Emily, thank you. CalMatters, a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there.